guys, today I want to share with you some of the modifications I've done to my Shadowlight pack from Outdoor Vitals. And as a quick disclaimer before we get started, I just want to say that gear is extremely personal, so what works for me may not work for you. And I definitely feel like these few things could be done several different ways. So if you feel like you have any better ideas, make sure to leave them down in the comments below. So the first issue we'll be addressing on this video is the squeaking on the pack. I've seen several videos of people complaining that this pack is very squeaky, and personally I agree. When you're hiking for long distances, the squeaking can get pretty annoying, so that's something I definitely wanted to address before I hit the Uinta Highline Trail later this year. The second issue we'll be addressing today is the giant hole at the top for the hydration bladder hose, which may or may not be a big deal to you depending on if you use a hydration bladder. For someone like myself who uses smart water bottles, that hole at the top just creates another easy path for water to get into the pack. Also, I just want to say that these small modifications that I'm having to make to this pack do not take away from the value, in my opinion, that I've seen in this Shadowlight pack. Like I said, gear is very personal, and there are tons of people out there that would like the hydration bladder hole at the top. And for some people, the little bit of squeakiness that you hear when walking with this pack may not bother them. So with all that being said, let's get started and I'll show you what I did to this pack. So the first thing you'll need to do is grab any size dry sack, some Teflon tape, and the flexible waterproof sealant of your choice. If I had to do it again, I'd probably choose a different sealant because this one has methyl ethyl ketone in it, which ended up causing the repair patch to curl up at the edges a little bit. The next thing you'll want to do is make sure your pack is empty and then start to remove the aluminum frame. Under this gear pocket, there's a little Velcro tab. Once you release that, you should be able to start sliding the frame out carefully. The next step is to start wrapping the aluminum frame with the Teflon tape. This is a little bit difficult to get started, but once you get it started, there's pretty much no technique. You just wrap it in the best way you can. Once you're at the end here, all you have to do is cut it and make sure to press it down firmly on the other side. Now that your frame is completely wrapped in Teflon, it's time to put it back in the pack. Just insert the two bottom legs of the frame into the grooves on the top of the pack, and just make sure that you have the frame oriented in the right direction. Once you get the frame back in, you'll immediately notice how easily the fabric slips against the frame. No more squeaking. So for the second part of this video, we're going to flip the pack over and address the hole at the top. If you plan to use a water bladder, you can skip this part of the video entirely. The first thing you'll want to do is compare the dry sack material against the hole and determine what size patch you'd like to make. Next, cut out the shape of the patch you want. I recommend cutting it bigger than you think it will be so you can trim it to fit. Next, thoroughly clean the pack and the patch with alcohol. Next, you'll start applying the sealant of your choice to the bottom side of the patch. Like I said earlier, since this sealant had MEK in it, this is where it got a little bit difficult for me. Gloves would definitely not be a bad idea here. Now that you have sealant on your patch, it's time to apply it over the hole. Make sure to spend a good amount of time making this thing flat. One of the final steps is to find somebody that can sew. 'Cause, 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 Once you've got the edges of the patch sewn, the final step is to add a little bit more waterproof sealant just to fill the holes left behind from the needle and thread. And there you have it, one waterproof dirtbag hiker patch. So that'll do it for the mods, guys. If you gained any value from this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any other creative ideas with this pack, please leave them in the comments down below. Thank you.